Welcome to PBI Radio, everyone. It's another sad day in the sport of boxing, as today we got word that the great Carmen Basilio passed away. And today my guest, Lou Duva, will talk about Carmen and share some of his memories. The great Carmen Basilio. Let's get Lou Duva on the line right now. I'm just calling because today is, we found out that Carmen Basilio passed away. You must have known him well. Tell me what he was like and what kind of guy he was.
He was a good guy. Good guy. Clown. But he helped you out, you know. And he was a good guy.
When did you meet him for the first time?
Oh, Jesus. 20 years ago.
Was it 20 years?
Yeah.
What made him so good at what he did? Because when you watch him, nothing really stands out, but he was subtle with his style, wasn't he?
He was what?
He was more subtle with his style, like he did the little things.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he got across what he wanted to do, you know. Whether he going to the body, going to the just going on top. He'd get you.
Yeah, he was trained by Angelo Dundee. Tell me what it was like to see Carmen Basilio and training with Angelo Dundee. Did you ever see him training with him?
Yeah. They were complimenting each other.
Yeah. What's the one fight that you'll never forget?
I don't know. It could be with the Big Tiger. It could be with there's somebody good fight he was in.
Yeah. He didn't like Sugar Ray Robinson. When he fought him, they had like a grudge. What did he tell you why he hated Ray so much, or why did he hate Ray so much?
I really don't know. I didn't get into that there.
Yeah. And of course he's famous for being from Canastota, and it just so happens that that's where the Hall of Fame is too. He was a staple there every year. Would you talk to him every year at the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely.
And what will you remember most about Carmen Basilio?
Pardon?
What will you remember most about Carmen Basilio?
Mostly, family thing, you know, I had a sports with his wife and his sons and stuff like that. You know, and then the kids used to fight for me over here in the ice world. Louis Backus.
Uh-huh.
And Joey Basilio. They all fought for me over here in the ice world.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Lou. Appreciate your time.
Okay.
And that was Lou Duva. And let's check in with Harold Lederman. See what Harold remembers about Carmen Basilio. I appreciate your time, Mr. Lederman. More bad news in the world of boxing. The great Carmen Basilio passed away today. What made Carmen Basilio so great?
Oh, he was such a great action fighter. You know, Carmen was one of these guys, you know, he never stopped coming. Every one of his fights was like all action. I mean, it was amazing for a short guy when he became a middleweight. I mean, yeah, he went right after Sugar Ray Robinson, which was amazing, you know. I mean, he took his best shots and he beat him. I mean, just unbelievable. Terrific guts, terrific heart, terrific talent, aggressive, fan-friendly fighter. And he had a great personality. People loved him.
He was the first Arturo Gatti.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. He is probably most remembered for beating Sugar Ray Robinson. That's probably the most impressive win of his career. He had many great wins, but probably not as big as...
The wins over Tony DeMarco in Boston were also very impressive.
Yeah. And he never did like Ray Robinson, though. He had a grudge against him and held it until even Ray passed away. What do you know why he had that?
Really? Not really. I think it was just, an ego thing, so to speak. I mean, I don't think it was, anything that you really put your hand on, your finger on, but just a big ego thing, Everybody considered Robinson the greatest fighter that ever lived, and, Basilio sort of resented that, and you know, he was such a great fighter, and he wanted that mythical title.
Yeah. How good was Carmen Basilio? How do you think he would have done today against Floyd Mayweather in today's current welterweights?
Oh my God! Certainly, I think he would have been a world champion in today's world. I mean, you know, a very, very hard hitter, hard to hold him off, good defensive fighter, very aggressive, always moving his head. You know, bobbing and weaving. He fought, not a crash, but he stayed low. So he wasn't the easiest guy in the world to hit, and he could crack. I mean, he was a good puncher. So, you know, every time I saw Carmen Basilio, I was very impressed. I mean, I loved the guy. He was a, tremendous fighter, and I think in today's world he would have been a world champion for sure.
Did you ever have the chance to watch him train with Angelo Dundee?
Say that again?
Did you ever have the chance to watch him train?
No, I was, I wasn't even 20 years old when he was in his prime. He was in his prime, I guess, in the early 50s, and no, he was, unfortunately, it was before my time, but, a good decade before I came along.
Yeah.
But I certainly would have enjoyed it, that's for sure.
Yeah, one of the great fighters for sure of all time. What kind of man was he?
Great fighters. He beat Saxton, he beat Bratton, he beat Billy Graham. A lot of really great fighters Basilio beat.
Amazing fighter. What kind of man was he? I heard he was a funny guy.
I tell you, Eileen and I used to, my wife Eileen and I, who you spoke to today, we used to meet him all the time at the World Boxing Hall of Fame in California. That they would have an entire weekend. We used to get there on Thursday, and the banquet wasn't until Saturday night. So, you used to sit around the hotel all the time and talk with all the greats that were out there for the Boxing Hall of Fame dinner. And Basilio used to come every year, interestingly enough. He would jump on a plane and go to Los Angeles. And so I used to see a lot of him out at the Hall of Fame dinner. And, it was always great to sit around and talk to him.
Yeah, he's going to be missed.
Yeah, Eileen was saying he'd make believe he was going to punch you.
He's going to be missed. A true character. I appreciate your time, Harold.
Oh, thank you, Chris. Thanks for having me. You take care now.